Eastern time. All the people are coming into the website, to the webinar, and we also are streaming live on LinkedIn, our Facebook, and our TikTok. So we got quite a few number of people. It'll be go to questions, but let's start. So we're going to start in 2 minutes. So please grab a piece of paper and pen. Don't worry if you don't have it or if you're driving. I see someone driving. We're going to do a recording. We're going to drop the recording onto our YouTube channel tomorrow. So you'll be able to go in and meet everything. And also we'll send you a copy of this deck that we're going to talk about. So grab your favorite cocktail or coffee, depending what time where you're at. We'll start in a few minutes. So we have people joining us on all the different channels. So we'll be starting in 2 minutes. So grab a piece of paper, pen, get something to drink, and we'll be starting. So I am going to ask everyone a favor. Most of you have your camera on, so turn on your camera. Also, what I would like to see is type in, let's be a little interactive, type in where you're from and what the temperature is. We're in beautiful San Diego, California, a little bit warm today. It's 80 degrees. So go in and type where you are and the temperature, and also take your brand and put it in front of the camera, right? So go ahead and put your brand. This webinar is for emerging spirit brands. Who is this for? It's if you already have a brand. So hopefully you have a spirit or alcohol brand that you've already launched. If you don't have one, this webinar is for you. We're going to ask you to drop off in 1 hour for ideas for people that want to launch a consumer brand. We talk about formulations. We talk about a lot of stuff. But this would be actually a waste of your time because this is only for people that already have a brand, right? So we're going to talk about founders, entrepreneurs who've already jumped into the well of doing nationwide, have an emergence brand and want to scale and do it nationwide. So everyone, please type in where you're from and the degrees, and in front of your camera, put the beverage that you represent. And I may call on some of you, and so I'd love for you to, we call it a hot seat. Tell me a little bit about your brand and the history behind it and how things are going, and if there's something we can do to help. But I'll wait till afterwards because you'll see what we are talking about, right? So if everyone can do that, drop in there where you're from and what the temperature is, and we're going to start in 2 minutes. So everyone, welcome to the Fast Moving Consumer Goods webinar on launching a spirit brand nationwide. So we're going to be starting again in 2 minutes. All right, we got people coming in on TikTok, on the LinkedIn, on Facebook. I see more people jumping on. So we'll start in 2 minutes. Get ready. You're going to have a fun time learning about what we put together, and we're interested to know what you guys have put together and your story, your history, your story. So we'll be starting soon. There we go. Fernando, I'm going to start. Most people do come in late, so just let them jump on. And if they miss something, then we will, of course, they'll be able to see it on there. We'll be able to see it tomorrow. So Fast Moving Consumer Goods, we are a community of over 40,000 CPG brands. We're also an incubator, which we help brands from startups to $100 million a year companies, and a mastermind that we do. Who is this for? These are for founders and CEOs of emerging spirit brands who are struggling with launching a brand. So from sales, distribution, and scaling nationwide. And I need to add here raising capital, because most of the time when we get on a call, everyone talks about the need to raise capital. This is sponsored by CPG Life Agency. It's an agency that we are partners in. We invested in them about 6 months ago. They're a TikTok agency. You will understand why we invested with them in a little bit, but they are a sponsor of this webinar. So thank you, Alejandro, and thank you, Fernando, for sponsoring this webinar. We appreciate it tremendously. So who are we? My name is Sandro Pianconi. I'm the co-founder and CEO, and my partner Jorge Olson. We've launched over 1,000 products in the last 30 years, both in the U.S. and internationally. Before I get there, these are several books that we've written. Jorge has the Bible on Build Your Beverage Empire. So all these books are available on Amazon. You can go in and get one, but if you actually come and work with us, you'll get signed copies of the books. Our latest book is Wholesale MBA, talks about building wholesale. We have done it. Jorge opened 17,000 accounts in the US, and we were the Miller Beer distributor in Baja California. So we are used to opening accounts one by one. It's very hard, very difficult. As we talked about, we have the largest fast-moving consumer goods LinkedIn group. Hopefully, what I'd like you to do now is if you're Googling, go into LinkedIn and sign up and become part of our membership. Please, we're actually at 45,000 now, and my goal is to be at 50,000. So we want to have 50,000 members. So we'd love for you to come on and join. It's free to join. There's a lot of content. This will actually be in the LinkedIn page, or you can go to our YouTube channel. But there's brands on there, distributors, investors. So it's good to be part of the community. So go in and join the community. And again, if you're not on LinkedIn, shame on you. Sign up for an account now. It's free. So please join LinkedIn. That's where you're going to meet a lot of your potential clients, distributors, and so on. So what is it that we do? We're a national outreach with a California anchor, retail placement, and digital shelf. And we're going to go one by one and explain what that is. So most of you, I assume, have your own website. So what we're going to be able to offer you is a buy now button on your website. We will help connect it. So your website will be the front facing. We'll be able to then connect it to our back end, which is our website that has over 20,000 visitors per day. So which is called kegendbottle.com. So if you'd like, please go in and research, type in kegendbottle.com, go play around with it while we're talking. So both, not only will your product be on your website, it will also be on our website. This right here, Woody Creek, is William H. Macy's. He was actually, we'll talk about at our interview about 2 weeks ago. So he's on our front page right now. So this is, if you were to order it, you would get a signed bottle from him. What we also do for this to work, we will guarantee you one distributor in California, which we will need to then be able to do our pick and pack. But a lot of the people on the line, or after I talk to them on their discovery call, they already have a distributor in California, so that's fine. We just need to be able to get the product to our pick and pack warehouse. Why did that? This skipped around. So what we do is we help you tell your story. So when you walk into a liquor store, or at least our Keg and Bottles, we have 15,000 SKUs from the floor to the ceiling. You want to be able to, someone needs to know, why is your product different? And the only way to do that is by telling the story, telling your hero's journey, how you started it, why you started it, and so on. So it all starts with you coming out for an interview on iHeartRadio, which we do live and a broadcast on 101 KGB in San Diego. We also are doing a YouTube live. TikTok, we're doing it on TikTok, and then we replay it on our LinkedIn page the next day to 41,000 people. But the night before, we invite you out to what we call Meet the Makers. So when you fly in that Thursday, you would come in and we have a dinner at one of our restaurants, K&B Bistro in Del Cerro, where you will be able to stand up, tell your story, explain the benefits of your product. Who we invite to this are other liquor store owners, distributors, and investors. So they range anywhere from 12 to 50 people. Just depends on the night and the promotion that we do behind it. So that is sponsored by us. You don't pay anything for that. That's included in what we do. But what happens is that story now, we create a newsletter that we will send out to our 600,000 verified buying clients of course, you can use any of the content that's done. So we take your interview, we go ahead and write an article about you and the story. We include that video and pictures, and then we put it out. That is, you are a sponsored event, sponsored member for that newsletter that month that gets sent out. But also, we turn it into a QR code and we make a shelf talker. So in our stores where your product is, you'll be able to walk in, you'll be able to shoot it. And then from that, you're able to, it goes to the newsletter we cut the best minute and a half, 2 minutes of you telling the story. And we're able to, now once these shelf talkers are made, of course, you can use it anywhere. You can use them in existing retail locations that you're at and so on. But it really works well for telling the story, especially if you walk into a liquor store and there's, 100 different tequilas. Why would your tequila stand out? So we want you to be able to go and shoot it and tell the story. Also, we use that same minute and a half, 2 minutes, and in our stores, we have TV advertising near your product. So you'll be able to walk up to the screen, look up, see the story about your brand, see you talking about it, and then tell the story on why they are able to buy that product. Also, you would get front page banner. So where William H. Macy is, you'll be on that front banner for 3 months. On that front panel where 20,000 people per day come in and visit. After 3 months, then you go to the banner. So you would then be the banner for your category. So first 3 months is front page banner. After that, you move to the category page manager that's on there. Also, we include press releases. So if you were to come out and join our program prior to you even come out, sorry, let me get a little bit of iced tea. We would do 4 press releases. So 1, you coming onto our program, 2, us getting you a distributor, 3, being on the website, 4, being in the stores, and number 5, you coming out to do the iHeartRadio. These are real newswire. It'll go out to over 600 websites, including NASDAQ, Wall Street Journal, and different ones will populate. Of course, you can use this, you can print it. This is really good for 2 reasons. One is tell your story, but also if you go in and you can go in and Google us or go in and use AI to look up Spirits, fast moving consumer goods, Spirits Brand Network, and you can see all of the websites we pop up on. So AI goes and takes this information, the press releases, and puts it up. And so what we want is for you when you're out selling a brand or you're selling an investor or you're getting a new distributor and they want to know more about you, when they go out and Google your AI, all this information will pop up. So if you won an award, if you open the new location, baby wins, we call them baby wins. We want these baby wins for there to do it for you. So that we guarantee 1 per month, but we would love to put out 4 or 5 a month. And that's included. We have a full-time publicist on board that will work with you and your team to put out these press releases. Everything we do is cool. For me, this is the coolest because it gets the most nationwide that we're able to do, nationwide coverage. But everything is cool from this all the way back. But my personal favorite is this one. We also have you guaranteed placement in 10 liquor stores in San Diego. So if you've been to San Diego, if you've been to San Diego State, this is El Cajon Boulevard and College Avenue. This is the #1 store that's there, Keg and Bottle. And if you can see in the back, there's like a little palm tree in the back there. That facility is where the pick and pack center is to do it. So on our website, we pick and pack and ship to 42 states. So by having your product on our website, we are able to pick, pack, and ship to 42 states. Not only do we pick, pack, and ship, we're able to engrave, custom engraving the bottle. We can do that. We can add a gift card to it. So there's certain things that we can do as you being part of our platform. So there's 2 ways, right? You being on our platform, but also your website with the buy button. You could do that. So that's how we do it. We talked about this. The other part, we own a TikTok agency. We invested in a TikTok agency. We have a studio that we have bartenders that are mixing drinks. So as most of you know, or if you tried it, you probably got slapped. You are not allowed to sell product on TikTok. But what you are allowed to do is mix drinks. It's called bartender talk. You're able to do it and send them to a newsletter. So what we would do is while we're doing it, while we're mixing with your product, we send them to our newsletter. And on the newsletter, of course, there's a buy button. So that is code for buy now. We send them to a newsletter. We wish one day that will allow you to go on and buy direct on TikTok, but for now, they're not allowing that to happen. So our bartender channels are doing it, and that will be the one that we would use to mix product and then send them to the newsletter on there. The other thing that we've done that has worked very, very well for our CBG brands is when you do activation. So every one of you has had to do an activation. Some of them are great and some of them are not so great. They suck because the person's in there doing it and you just don't have a lot of traffic. But you promised the location that you would do it. So what we do is we have the live activation, we have the person there, and what they're doing is that we connect it to the bartender channel. And so let's say you're doing an activation in San Diego, California, you're asking people, hey, you're talking to the people that are in the store, but you're also inviting people, hey, if you're in San Diego, if you're at San Diego State, stop by, say hi, taste it, and so on, and offer a gift. Whatever that is, a small enough gift that we can do for that. But also, if they're not in San Diego and they're somewhere else in the country, you can tell them to go to your newsletter, right? Our newsletter, which is what your product's on there. So we're able to do that. It works very well. And so that has worked extremely well for us. Also, what I just found out, I learned this 2 weeks ago on my webinar, you can, depending on what state you're in, so if anyone's from Florida, you can raise your hand if you're from Florida, you can get a special permit special event permit to be at a farmer's market. So I recommend to all of my clients, if you're a CBG brand, to go out and sell at a farmer's market. Every town has it. It's very inexpensive. You get to meet the nicest people in the world. They're old, they're young, they're hippies. You meet everyone, and you get to tell them your story and pour your drink. The only difference is that what we offer is not only are you doing that to those people, but anyone who's out on our TikTok channel around the world, around the US, is looking at it. They can now go on, sign up for the newsletter, and buy your product, and we could ship it to 42 states. So that has worked really, really well for us, and so we continue to do it. Let's see. Sorry about that. Also, you get to meet monthly with one of our project managers. Either it's myself, my partner Jorge, or one of our 12 project managers. So we work with you to see what works, what's working, and fix what's not working. And if something's working in another state, so we can bring it to San Diego, to California, and get it to work. So that's your monthly meeting or your project manager. And so what we call this is a brand management program. So we're not a sales broker. We don't have people on the street knocking on doors. That's not what we do. We are building the brand DTC. We believe if you can create enough buzz on direct to consumer, you are charging full retail. So if you're doing that, you can drive enough traffic to get sales, but then also people who see this are buyers. So in our CBG business, we've had buyers on Costco see one of our clients on TikTok, order product samples for themselves, and then did a 7-store test. So it does work. And so obviously those of you who are in sales know it's a much easier sale when someone calls you than you do in the cold calling. So we really believe in D2C first before we go into retail. We always ask our clients, are you retail ready? And they ask what that means, because you have to be ready to be able to finance retail. If there's any slotting fees, activations, if someone gave you 700 stores, would you be able to do that? Most of our clients, the answer is no. So we recommend that we build a brand on direct to consumer, because what you need is we always say your 1,000 fans or your 1,000 tribe. What you want are those 1,000 people who believe in your product. I jumped ahead. You should if on your website you don't have a newsletter, you do need a newsletter. Just having likes on Facebook or Instagram is different than someone taking the time to sign up for a newsletter, where you can send them information on your company, if you're doing a tasting somewhere, if you're doing a special event. What we have found is people have been very successful with just 1,000. Of course, more than that is better, but with at least 1,000 on there, you can be very successful. We call them part of your tribe, part of your family, and do it. We have different programs from, well, you already heard, from free. You don't get much, but you get education for free, up to what we call the price of a minimum wage person in the state of California with workers' comp and insurance. So look that up. That's part of your homework. So we have programs from free to that amount, and we could talk about that on our call, because it just depends on what kind of service that you need from us. We've been signing up members, new clients all the time. We have 15,000 brands on the website, but the ones that get the marketing, that get the newsletter, that get the iHeart, obviously is not 15,000. Some big brands don't need that. They don't need our help for that. It's the emerging brands that we find that are needed. And then also when we get on the calls, I'm going to say 95% of the brands are looking to raise capital or will need to raise capital in the near future. And so we talk about that also, how we can help do that. Yeah, so what's next? If you want to continue, is just drop your name in there. We'll send you, everyone's going to get this deck. So everyone's going to get this deck. We're going to send this deck to everybody. You can watch this if you wanted to show it someone, a partner or one of your employees, your wife or husband. You can go into our YouTube channel and look at it. And then at this time, I want to open it for questions. So there's two ways we can do questions. If you're a little embarrassed, you can put it in the chat, but please don't be. Or raise your hand, we'll unmute you, and then tell me a little bit about yourself and the brand and what questions you have, or if any challenges that you have. But I want to see the product. Hopefully you have the product with you, and you get a little 30-second commercial. It's going to go out to 42,000 people. So who wants to start? Let's see. Fernando, am I seeing the thing right? Hold on, I got 4 chat. Wait. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not seeing. Oh, there we go. All right, so we got San Francisco. I self-distribute my own brand via Miles Select. Pam, I self-distribute my own brand via. Okay, Pam, where are you located at? Pam, do you want to come on? Is it just in that state, or when you say self-distribute, do you have distribution in all 50 states?
Hey, I'm here.
Pam?
Hey, how's it going? Can you see me?
I can. You got your product there?
I do. I had to get my new bottle. We just upgraded our bottle, and this is the new one. Can you see it?
Put it. Oh, beautiful. What's the name of it? Can I put it right up to the camera? All right. What's the brand?
It's called Miles Select Ultra Premium Vodka.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. It is a family brand. We've been on the market for about 10 years now. We also self-distribute our brand in Georgia. We also have other brands as a part of our portfolio as well.
Do you do DTC? Do you do direct to consumer?
I do not.
Okay. So
that's the one part that I have not been able to. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, people who maybe enjoyed it in Georgia or will know your story, and they live not in Georgia, and they live in California or Oklahoma or Texas. Now they'll be able to order it. We'll pick, pack, and ship it. And that's what really the program is. But of course, everything we do just helps the distribution and what you're doing in Georgia. But this is really a direct to consumer play. to build up that direct-to-consumer place. So if you see that there's a state that's ordering more, like let's next door, right, whatever next door to Atlanta, to Georgia, you could then, that might be where you go find your next distributor, right?
Yep. Yeah, we've tried several, trying to individually to get with different distributors in different states. But being a brand owner and a distributor, and then we have other brands in our portfolio, it's a big task.
I got you. Well, as you know, and I'm sure everyone on their head's going to shake their head, distributors aren't out there to build your brand. Your job is to build a brand. Their job is to have a warehouse, deliver it, and collect the money, right? So obviously, if you can create enough buzz where people want the product, distributors will call you.
Yeah. And we want to be there.
So Pam, I think this is perfect for you. I have no idea I'm excited to learn more about your other brands, which we'll do when you jump on a call with us.
Yes.
and sign up, and then I'll be able to go, or our team will go look at the website and see all the brands. So thank you, Pam, for jumping on.
Thank you. And I've already signed up for my meet. Perfect. So I'm ready.
I see Harrison here says brand in Georgia. Oh, another Harrison owner brand into Baca brand. Abraham Ruiz, founder of Mezcal Código 704 and Ruiz Distillers from Oaxaca. We produce artisanal mezcal. Congratulations. I want to learn. Mr. Willard, it looks like you went and grabbed something. You want to unmute yourself? You got to unmute. I asked, can you unmute? Hold on. You need to unmute. Fernando, he can unmute himself, right? Because I asked to unmute.
Yes, he can unmute himself.
Can you unmute yourself? There you go. Perfect. Okay, now start all over.
Okay. This is my Rob's Red Rum.
Okay.
Rum, as you can see, display that on the label. We just came off of another award in the bartenders in Chicago. And we're small. We've been in business 3 years and just heading into our 4th year. But I mean, we're fraught with all the problems, you name it. With producers, we have it produced by a contract manufacturer, and we've got loads of rum. We just opened Florida 3 weeks ago, and we opened a distributorship down there to distribute ourselves, and also we distribute in Colorado, which is we're headquartered in Golden, Colorado, and it's manufactured in Colorado Springs, about 90 miles south of us, and we maintain about 60 to 70 accounts in Colorado. But our distributor is a little on the shaky side. We want to do, we're looking at hiring independent reps to cover territories in the metro area that they are not doing a good job on. And our warehouse in Florida is in Tampa. Mm-hmm. So we're trying, that's a good starting place for us. If you can get Tampa going, you can probably do a lot of business in Florida, is what, I've told. And it's very unusual rum. It's a cacao infused sipping rum. And it's, quite frankly, the best rum in the world.
So give me a little history. How did you come up with it? You must have tasted it somewhere, or you're from somewhere.
I married my beautiful wife on a beach 33 years ago. And I skippered the sailboat, and we've gone back every 2 or 3 years, take friends, and I've sailed throughout the Caribbean. And everywhere I went, way back then, I tasted rum wherever I went. And so I found one bottle that was so unusual, and I loved it. And I went back and I developed this flavor profile. This is this signature blend. And so I do have an original blend, and the feds wanted to call it a liqueur. And I'm not going to sell a liqueur for my first product. So this is an 80 proof rum, so it'll stand up to the rocks. But it's just a great rum. Everybody loves it. I do tastings all the time myself. Like I said, we do self-distribute. We have a distributor that has been on board for since conception, 3+ years. We don't get that much support from our manufacturer. So, that's that battle too.
Normally, at least in the CBG space, the co-man doesn't support it because they have 100 other clients or they own their own brand, right? So from a standpoint of support, they won't support. Usually it's the brand owner, which is what you're doing. This is normal. This is complete. Normal is that the brand owner is doing the tastings, they're doing the dinners.
Stuff like festivals and stuff where they have to pull the license in Colorado to sell.
Okay.
They are doing the same show, but they don't even sell our product.
Well, that's bad. That's bad.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
We're considering other options for the future in Florida. So
sure.
We've got the option of back shipping back to Colorado if we open down there, even if it's by contract.
Let me ask you another question. Do you have a D2C play? If people, love they go to a festival, they're not from Colorado, they leave. Do you have a way to ship it?
We did, but it was set up by our producer, and then it got taken down shortly after we started. And we were informed that that wasn't legal.
Oh.
So now,
well, I don't know about Colorado, but everything we do here is legal, and so we pay the state tax in 42 states. That's why there's 8 states that just don't allow it, and so it's in my email when I send it what the 8 states are, but it's ones that you wouldn't worry about anyway. Like Idaho, Montana. As long as we're in Florida, we're in New York, we're in New Jersey, we're in all the big states.
Registered us in California and in Florida. We've taken over the registration in Florida. But I mean, and when you say funding, we need funding.
Normal.
At the guy that needs funding.
Yeah, it's the same conversation every call. We get it.
No. So
why don't you schedule a call? We'll talk about what has worked, how we've helped founders raise capital.
I think we got to get our numbers back in order because our distributor hiccuped. He bought back some from a co-distributor, and he's now selling that, where he's not getting all the sales through our company. So
sure. Okay. Yeah. Why don't you set up a call? We'll talk about what we call baby wins. Obviously, people like to invest in things that are going this way, not this way or that way, but we could talk about there's always, and then so everyone knows on the call, when the big companies want to do a test market, there's 2 test markets that they do. Number 1 is San Diego. Number 2 is Miami. So number 1, when they test a new brand, it could be Pepsi, it could be Miller, it could be those are where they do the test. Because if it works there, they think it'll work everywhere. So you're onto something there at Tampa. and then you could try something in San Diego. Are you in Tennessee? So we are not in Tennessee, but we ship to Tennessee. So we're in San Diego, California, Pam. And then there was another question. Oh, Hugo, can you unmute yourself? Thank you, Mr. Willard. Oh, Hugo, you're already unmuted, and you muted yourself back.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Give me 1 second. I don't really use my Zoom on my phone very much, but
You're good. There you are.
yeah, pleasure to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, my name's Hugo. I'm a Mexican American citizen, and we started a mezcal brand. It's called Mezcal 40, just 40. It was tough to get the trademark because there's a lot of liquors with just 2 numbers, but we got it done. And it's a artisanal made bottle. Can't really see it here, but it's a very minimalistic, made out of fully 100% recycled glass, triple distilled, made in Durango. We're not in the US yet. I actually just finished up all the permits that I needed. So got the federal basics permits. I got a wholesaler's permit, and we've been selling in Mexico mostly for word of mouth. We do direct to consumer. Here in the States, we have the 3-tier system. Well, in Mexico, it works just a little bit different. Right. So I'm still trying to get used to the legal landscape. I think for me, the number one challenge is just juggling everything at the same time. Obviously, funding is going to be a great help. That's always something that I would entertain. But yeah, no, just wanted to.
Where are you
very
interested? Where are you located?
So I'm in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay. All right, perfect. Not too far from here. My background is doing business in Mexico, so 30 years doing business in Mexico. We had the Miller Beer distributor in Mexico. When we sold that, we had to distribute. We brought Little Caesars Pizza into Mexico, so we have a lot of background doing business in Mexico. One of our TikTok agencies is in from there, trained the people, and so. Yeah, so 2 things. A, yes, the challenge, because you want to do everything yourself, but we do have an importer if you need to import some test items in there and do it. But as you know, everyone on this call knows building a brand is the hardest thing. It's not the formulation, it's not picking, it's not getting it made. The hardest thing is building the brand out there because there's just a lot of competition out there. And so
absolutely.
We tell everyone they have to tell their story. They have to buy you. That's why TikTok has worked so well for us because our founders, from when we meet them, they tell the story like when they started the project. One of our doctors is doing a protein bar, and every time there's a iteration, he's filming it, and people are following him. So that may take 3 to 6 months. And then now they're part of the family, let's call it, and they become clients, and sometimes they become shareholders. So it's telling the story, right? And that's what our job is, to get you to tell the story. Because, sorry, Mr. Everyone says that their product's the best. Of course, you have to say that. But enough buyers hear that all the time. They want to hear the backstory. They want to hear the why you're doing it. And that's what building this. And again, you don't have to. I would rather you sell less bottles at a higher margin than a lot of bottles at a lesser margin, right? So you need to find those 1,000 people, those fans, who then tell 10 other people when they come to their house. That's how you get a following. So it's hard to build a brand, but Hugo's no different than doing it in Mexico. No different. The only difference is there's a 3-tier over there. There was a 2-tier. So, but here again, we have the distributor in the middle, so I'm not worried about that. You still have to promote. You still have to go tell the story. You still have to do. We just amplify everything you're doing.
Nice. Okay, I love that.
All right. So a couple of things. I'm going to make you guys think about. One is, hold on. That I got everyone's questions answered. Is you can either at any time, especially the one in Tucson or Colorado, anytime you want to come out and visit us, you can come out and visit us, set an appointment. We'll take you on a tour of our liquor stores and the pick and pack center. Or you book. We're about 4 weeks out booking for the show. And then when you do the show, after the show's at 9 a.m., goes to 10:30. Then we take you on a tour. We're going to go to lunch in Coronado. We can go visit the stores and do all that because then the night before you're doing it. But before you want to come, you can come out and kick the tires and check us out. 2 ways you could do it. You could go online and order something just to see the service, how it comes picked and packed and shipped, or fly out to see us and come kick the tires, or when we talk on the phone and we understand what package that you might need, then we could talk about what it is that you need. But we, on our CBG side, we've helped over 1,000 brands. Some have had successful exits, so we even set you up for success on what kind of corporation to set up. We want to make sure you own your trademarks. We could figure out a way that when you sell, when there's an exit, you pay 0 capital gains. So we're a full package if that's something you need help with. So why don't we please go in? Fernando, you dropped in the, if you want to see this or show it to someone. Second, we're going to send out the deck to everybody. So we're going to do that. And then time so we can ask you questions. We got one more question before we end. Oh no, we dropped that in. Okay. Sign up for a free one-on-one call. Go ahead and do that. And if you want to look at the YouTube channel, you can look at today's will be tomorrow. And then there was one from last week that was really interesting. Yes.
Where do we sign up for this call?
It's right in that you see the chat.
I've got it pulled up.
So it's the last one that got dropped in. It says booking, to book a meeting. You see it? It's from me. It says how to book a call. So go up in the chat where it says meeting chat.
Yes.
And at the end, it says sign up for a free one-on-one call.
Okay.
Click it.
I see a line I can message everyone.
No, but it's a blue where it says sign up. So it was at 3:40. There's a picture of me and my partner. It says sign up for a free one-on-one call, and it's blue. You should be able to click it.
Because I've got some incoming calls that I've been voicemail.
I can send you an email with my calendar. So thank you, Hugo. Thank you. I'll send you an email. Don't worry, with my calendar. You can just click it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening, and we'll talk soon. Thank you, everyone.